Okay, let's rock and roll. Today's topic is have a plan. Have a plan in life. And I got some goals for today's live. I have a time goal, I have viewer goals, and I have subscription goals. So I need you guys to help me out. Okay? So I'm just kind of giving you a heads up. So let's start the conversation. Conversation is basically be strategic, have plans in life, hit your goals, have goals, and you're going to be able to help me hit those goals. So that's kind of what I'm looking for, guys. Okay? So, okay, let's see what's going on. How you doing, kid? I have some goals here. I want to see where all my troll friends are. I'm looking for that. They're a great benefit. This is the reason why I go on live. It's beneficial. So let's talk about strategy. Let's talk about you, what you're looking for in life. Hopefully you're happy. And I have some giveaways also that you could help me with my my goals of YouTube and my monetization to make things happen. So hopefully it could be beneficial for you. Okay? So I'm looking for my troll friends. I call them fans. Okay? They need mentorship, they need coaching, and I'm here to help them grow. Okay? So let's start the conversation. What's going on? Was today a good day? Today was a good day. Today was another good day here in Florida. I'm going to turn the car on here. It's getting a little hot. It's over 90 degrees here. Okay. How you doing, kid? What's up, dog? Okay. There we go. There we go. All right. Listen. For my troll friends, I need 50 participants today, and I need 3,000 views. Can we do it? Can we do it? Jesus loves me. You're darn right he does. What defines a troll? Somebody that's basically employed by a troll farm, because that's what they're on here for. I mean, if you're not employed by a troll farm, why would you do this? Doesn't make sense. No, I don't. Okay. Okay, we're up to, let me get this here. We're up to 19. Let's hit 50. Let's hit 50. And the other thing I'm looking for is I need 3,000 views. Okay, that's for today. Okay. A troll. You know what? I didn't know there were troll temp agencies. Do they pay very well? I mean, do you jump? I mean, are there's so many of them? Is it just kind of a contract project deal? Or can you actually grow into a top salesperson as a troll person? Philanthropist, so am I. So am I. Well, 3,000 views, it'll put me over 300,000 views. And believe me, I'm trying to get monetized. And there's millions of trolls out there. And actually, they're pretty good people. They're all just kind of looking for something in life, you know? So we got goals. We dropped down to 17. But I need more views. I need more action. I need to see it. And I'm not going to go over an hour. I'm going to cut back. But I have something to offer. I got some downloads that if you're interested to teach you something, you go to my website and I'm offering free advice. And I've spent 50 years publishing books, publishing strategies and guides. Okay? And I'm assuming that a lot of the trolls are under 25 and kind of lost. They don't know what they're going to do. They're kind of depressed and so on. I want to lift you up to say, listen, I've been coaching and mentoring all my life. So I believe I could help you people, make something happen. Jesus is a good thing. No, I don't have to pay the troll. The trolls are benefiting me. So I appreciate it, everybody. Yep. Jesus is it, man. That's not the point. I can't guide trolls either. That's what mentorship is all about. That's why you need mentors. You see, I've been mentored all my life by top people. Married, divorced, single, doesn't matter, I look for people that have integrity and do things right. Nothing wrong with having Jesus in your God. Okay, we're at 14. Come on now. Yeah, marriage is worth it if you pick the right horse. You got to make sure you pick the right horse. You need some advice on marriage? I think before you get married, especially young people, you better find out about the person that you intend to marry. Do due diligence. Make sure they're the right person. I'd spend at least 2 years with them and then find out about their parents and their family to see if they're ethical people. There's a lot of families that, just aren't brought up right. Yeah, yep. I have a lot of advice because I've been through it. I don't know about the green card. It's so difficult. You know what I'm saying? I'm assuming that most people here are from Asia or outside the country because I don't think there's many trolls in the United States, because they'd be too expensive. So I think the troll farms hire people for very, very few dollars, no benefits, and it's kind of sad. You know what I mean? You're being taken advantage of. Houston. Houston. I think I'm a baseball fan. I know Houston Astros are trying to make something happen. They might pick up Korea, I guess, the word is. Well, 6 years, I don't know. You know, you're 26 and they're 32. You got to look at the body count. You got to look at their history. Do they have kids? I think blended families are really difficult. Blended families are really difficult. I don't know what question you have, kiddo. Too much of a body count? I don't know. I think it's up to the person. You really have to understand where they're coming from, because body count means different things to other people. But here's the thing. Will people be honest with you? Can you really trust them? Because the situations I've been in, I didn't do my homework, and I found out later on that people weren't being honest with me. Happy birthday, Tom. A 20-year-old? I was married at 22, and I was halfway through college. My first child at 23, but I had a job, and I liked what I was doing. And I wasn't partying like a lot of the guys. I did my partying before I got married, and then I took life seriously because I had the foundation. I had my parents. My parents were a great foundation, and my faith, my religion. I felt guilty about a lot of things. Being a Catholic and so on. I really believe in karma. Political view, I'm pretty independent. I'm conservative. I go with somebody I believe I could trust, but things change. Yeah, construction's really tough. I'll give you a tip. My father would tell me, of the 11 children, he would tell me, he says, Rock, your career, you want to use your brain as much as possible. Physically, it's really tough, man. So if you could do the using your brain and, implementing and executing things and doing things right and treating people well. And I always believed in being in the foxhole, protecting your people. You know what I mean? Construction's tough. Yeah. How you doing, kid? Okay, where are we at? Oh boy. We're way down, man. I think the trolls are leaving me. Oh my God. All right, so here's what's going on. I knew people would weed out after a while, you know what I mean? Because you could only hate so much. And I got Teflon. I don't have to worry about getting bullied, you know what I mean? So I know it's all a strategy. No, I don't have a gun. You're right. A business is tough. A business is very tough. You got to study, and this is what I mean about a mentorship. Mentorship is very important. You got to have somebody that believes in you. And the other thing is you need that opportunity, but how do you know it's the right opportunity? You see? Because a lot of opportunities are going to come up about. But if you're really a hard worker and a smart worker and you're good and you keep your promises, you're going to get more and more opportunities. Okay? What do I look for in a man? You're talking about leadership and business? I think as I get older, I look for a person of integrity. Because, today on Google and AI and all that other stuff, you could find out about people. I work with recruiters, and, they do background checks today. They do credit reports. If you do something wrong, man, it's like you bust up your reputation, and it's critical. you could lose your reputation by doing something stupid. You know what I mean? And you might not ever come back from that. I got an offer for you guys. I have a website that I'm going to offer you how to learn how to be a business person, how to buy a business, how to sell a business, how to be a good leader, and so on. You could go to my website and then download. You got to put your email in there, and I'll send all these articles and so on, such as this. Okay? And there's a little bit of everything. There's about 10 downloads that I've published over the last 50 years, including my book. Okay? And that's what I want to give back to you. Because once you start realizing that you have an opportunity, because I think a lot of people that are on my live are younger people because they're spending time on live, whereas the older generations, they're working hard, they're looking worried about their jobs, their careers, their retirement. I mean, it's tough out there. And you don't want to be the smartest guy in the room. You want to be somebody that's always curious and taking in information and trying to learn from people. Now, going back to my downloads, they're all PDFs. I can send them out to you or a link. My book is an ebook. I could put all that together for you. The only thing you have to do is just ask. So when you go onto my website, it's called rocklamanna.com. There's a tab called Resources. Resources, and you pick whatever you want. Then you email and say, Rock, I want Rock's Diamonds, or I want Rock's How to Sell a Business. Rock, I want to know how to buy a business. And it's all right there. It's free. And the benefit that I get from it is the views, the requests, and so on, because I have 3 charities I commit to. If anybody's interested in my charities, all my proceeds from YouTube goes to my foundation, okay? And I have 3 charities that I focus on. It's all about the underprivileged, special needs, and Agent Orange in Vietnam, all the victims, because I believe in all that, you know? Because I've been very fortunate in life. Why would I give it for free? It's because I'm going to get the benefit from YouTube, the beneficiary, because what happens eventually is people are going to sponsor, and then whatever I get for residuals, I'm going to contribute to my charities. See what I'm saying? Working hard, I mean, there's a combination of working smart and hard. You see what I mean? Because you got to put your time in it, just like an athlete. You know, they spend years and years and years to be a good athlete, and they only got that one shot to perform at a high level. You can make one mistake, and if somebody doesn't believe in you, it's not going to work. Nah, there, no, there shouldn't be excuses. Every generation is going to have people that are willing to do the right thing. Yeah, there's a few people that make mistakes. But as I mentioned before, there's wins, losses, and lessons. You need to understand and never return to a bad situation. At least you know what's going on. You gotta be smart about it. No, no, no. This is a marketing strategy. It's actually a business. YouTube to me is a business, and you know it's a big business. There's what 120,000 channels, and Advertising is all going toward YouTube. So it's a big business, man. It's a very big business. And that's the way to go. Everybody wants to start some type of YouTube, but not everybody can do it. I spent a lot of time doing this, but I got 50 years and over 70 years of experience. You see? So I got something to share. I got some knowledge, you know what I mean? And I'm lucky enough that I could get online here and do it. Okay, we're down to 8. I was hoping that we were going to be in the 50 range. And we need views, guys. Where is everybody? Where are your friends? You know, here I'm giving away free shit, man. It's called knowledge. This is wisdom. It's all experience. And you'd be shocked by how I made my living for 50 years. I loved my career, and I love this because to me this is an opportunity to have some fun. It's a project. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yes, I'm United States. Are you saying, Bob, are you U.S.? Is that what you're saying? I'm Florida based, but I was born and raised in Minnesota. Okay. All right, we got to keep passing this on, man. You know, I go on live. It's just another tool, but I put on 2 shorts on YouTube. I'm on TikTok. I'm on LinkedIn. That's the other thing. These people that are on YouTube, you got to go, a professional person needs to go on LinkedIn. That's another thing you should do. Go on LinkedIn. You know? I got mediums, shorts. I talk about USPS, UPS, investments, how to buy a company, how to sell a company. It's what I've been doing all my life. And all of it is networking. I've been a sales guy all my life. And to me, I know this is youth, but here's the thing. The metrics and the data is telling me that I have close to 60% of my followers and my fans are over 45. So I still have a lot of baby boomers. Nope, USPS, nope, I'm watching it, but you notice today was the last day on UPS's decision to take the buyout. Tomorrow, we're going to find out how many took it. But the stock of UPS dropped to $86 today. And USPS, if you go on LinkedIn, if you go on the web, they're trying to recruit